The Home Secretary has announced a major crackdown on rogue private investigators who've been accused of hacking and blagging their way to confidential information taken from a range of public bodies. This comes more than a year after Channel 4 News revealed the contents of a confidential intelligence report warning about criminal elements within the industry. And today, a committee of MPs released details of more than 100 so far unnamed companies linked to rogue investigators, including 22 law firms. Our Home Affairs Correspondent Andy Davies has this report.
Westminster 1952, and the men of the British Detectives Federation posed before Parliament. Private investigators there were told to call upon the then Home Secretary to regulate their industry. Today, 60 years on and 26 Home Secretaries later, it's finally happened. It came in the form of a brief press release from the Home Office. No great fanfare, but very significant nonetheless, because now, for the first time, private investigators in this country have to be licensed. The message from the government is this: the days when anyone could act as a private detective regardless of skills or criminal convictions are over. So, from next autumn, operating as an unlicensed private investigator could result in a £5,000 fine and up to 6 months in prison. To get a licence, an investigator will have to achieve a government-recognised qualification, and any such licence could be refused for those with convictions for offences like hacking and data protection breaches.
I think it legitimises us as an industry. We're a professional body of people and we're not always seen as that. And you have many hard-working investigators that spend many hours working, gaining qualifications, working in their profession, doing good for the public. And that's not always recognised. It's always the rogue element that's brought out. And I think for us to be seen as a professional body of people is excellent.
Until now, for the various voluntary industry bodies, it's been a case largely of self-regulation. Of the estimated thousands of private investigators out there, many provide entirely legitimate, highly sought-after services such as tracing missing people, tracing debtors, investigating insurance scams. But latterly, the so-called rogue element has been in sharp focus, at the heart of the phone hacking scandal. And last year, Channel 4 News revealed the contents of an alarming, confidential, serious organised crime agency report written in 2008, warning the Home Office. PIs, it said, had been involved in deleting intelligence records from law enforcement databases, attempting to discover the identity of informants, and attempting to discover the location of witnesses, among other activities. But just as the Home Office here steps in finally with a supposed remedy for the ills of the private investigation industry, all sorts of questions are now being asked about the role others may have played in nurturing its so-called rogue element. Others, critically, beyond the media. Today, a parliamentary select committee stepped up the pressure on the serious organised crime agency to name the 102 companies and individuals linked to a group of private investigators prosecuted last year. 4 PIs convicted of conspiring to defraud people by blagging for their clients confidential personal information such as bank statements and phone bills belonging to other people. Soccer won't name the clients who allegedly hired these investigators. They say they don't want to prejudice any future potential prosecutions. But the Home Affairs Select Committee today revealed the types of sectors these clients worked in, from accountancy to asset recovery, car rental to construction. More than a fifth were law firms, another 10 insurance companies, also on the list 2 celebrities. Soccer is not alleging those named on the list have or even may have committed a criminal offence. But some MPs want answers as to why they were using these private investigators in the first place.
Why would a car rental firm or a firm of management consultants want to use private investigators who in the past have been tainted? What did they do when they got this information? Some of the information we received on the committee showed that they were getting the most personal details from people. Why would they want all this information? I think that's the next stage. And what's clear is that there is still a lot of work to be done by Parliament.
And if Mr Vaz has his way, that work will involve one day getting those on this list named publicly.